Hey, what's up, everyone? All right, this is a good one. All right, buongiorno, come calaboo. Hello. Uh, okay, whatever. It's all Latin to me, baby. Period. Now, it's December 2001. I am staying with a friend at his loft on 14th Street Northwest in DC. I now have my new bandmates. It was moving there. And so the bassist and the drummer were close friends and had been in a previous band together. And those two had a solid set of friends. It was, like an entourage. They all rolled together. Okay. And it was several of them. And so we were at this loft on 14th Street Northwest DC, and we went to the Black Cat. It was a cold, wintry December night. I remember it was windy, it was cold, very windy. And so we went to the Black Cat, not the original Black Cat, but where the Black Cat is now. And at that time, Dave Grohl was the co-owner of the Black Cat, as in the former drummer of Nirvana and the founder of the Foo Fighters. So I'm walking with this entourage of mine, and I remember I had my 1940s Air Force pea coat on. It was a dark blue to a Royal Navy blue, and I had my trademark 2 to 2.5 inch heeled soft genuine leather black boots with the zip on the inside of the ankle, that were from the 70s, retro, vintage. And I was with my new rhythm section drummer and bassist and the entire crew. And we all went knee deep, mob deep, inside of the new Black Cat, now co-owned by Dave Grohl. And there was a guy named Nick, called Big Nick, who was super crazy about the Foo Fighters at the time. So we walk into the Black Cat, we're standing, as soon as you walk in and take that right, where the bar is, we're right by the bathroom, right next to the bathroom, we're in that far corner, all of us. And I look over at the opposite end of the bar, and there are two guys that keep staring at me, looking at us, looking in our direction, and looking at me. And I'm looking at them, looking at me, and we're looking at each other. At least that's what it appeared to be to me. And it was Dave Grohl and Taylor Hawkins. And they were sitting on the opposite end of the bar. And they kept staring at everyone, but it looked like they were staring at me more so than everyone else. I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you how I experienced it without making up any BS or anything like that. So I looked at them, and I think they could tell I was the leader of the entire entourage. I was the leader of the group. Even though I really couldn't sing worth a lick, but, just the magic and power of what I did on keyboard without even knowing what I was doing was so compelling that I had these two very solid musicians behind me and all of their friends around me in a circle. So Dave Grohl says something, he leans over and says something into the ear, and I'm not going to make this up, right? Because, I don't have time. I don't have time to play around and BS and litigation and all that crap. You know, it's either real or it's not. No BS. So Dave Grohl says something into the ear of Taylor Hawkins, and they both get up. It's like he said to him, "Let's go over there." That's what it looked like to me. And they both got up and they started walking right in my direction with the guys around me. And so Big Nick starts going crazy. You know, he's like, you know, he's like a, he's just like, oh my God, you know, just really, really going, oh my God, they're walking towards us. And long story short, I felt like I was locking eye to eye with Dave Grohl, not so much Taylor Hawkins, and I felt like I don't know. I could have possibly misread, but I was under the impression that they were somehow looking at Nick like he was just a complete joke and ridiculous. So me being as hot-headed as I was then, certainly not as savvy and wise and knowledgeable and rational as I am now, I'll look at everyone there and I go, you know what, guys, let's frickin' split. So while they're walking towards us, we pushed the doors open, they all followed me, and we left the Black Cat. I didn't do it to be a prick. I didn't do it to prove a point. I honestly felt, I don't know, it was like Dave Grohl pissed me off. And it was as if though I didn't appreciate, in my mind, what I thought was possibly happening, which probably didn't even exist. Maybe he wasn't even doing that. But you know, I was a lot younger. This was a long frickin' time ago. I mean, this is December 2001. Long frickin' time ago. I mean, this is December 2001. So, I've come a long way. I, of course, would never handle things like that now, and would probably look at it differently. But I'm telling you how it went down. No lies, no games, no BS. So, if I was wrong, I was wrong. If I wasn't, I wasn't. But the bottom line is that was my interpretation that night. So I was such a hothead back then. And not so wise. I literally said, hey boys, let's roll. And they just all followed me and we just went out of the Black Cat and that was it. Yeah, that's my memory of it. Okay. So it's not personal. It was never personal. And that was a long time ago. So, anyone that listens to this, don't get all hysterical and delusional and crazy. But this happened, you know. So, all right, guys. Jorge Estrada, DC, Dice Mutatio Formulae.